Are you tired of reasonable takes, expert analysis, and people who actually know what they're talking about? Then you're going to hate Flagrant Foul with Rich and Nate. Two guys, zero filters, sports opinions so hot they probably shouldn't be legal in 12 states. From Browns pain therapy to college football chaos to conversations that start with sports and somehow end with Thanksgiving dinner fights, airline beef, and life choices gone wrong. Rich brings the passion, Nate brings the sarcasm, and together they bring takes so reckless the refs already threw a flag. Flagrant Foul with Rich and Nate. No whistles, no apologies, and absolutely no fact-checking during the show. Listen wherever you get podcasts, or don't. We're still going to record it. Flagrant Foul with Rich and Nate. If you're offended, good. That means it's working.
And now for the show.
Yeah. Hey, Cleveland roots with a reckless style. Take so bold, they're flagrant foul. House on the ice, Notre Dame pride. Wrestle and talk pop culture ride. From Rich to Nate, it's full court wow. Say back press play, it's flagrant foul. Yeah, it's flagrant foul.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 24 of Flagrant Foul with Rich and Nate. I'm Rich. I got my boy Nate here with us. We're officially in what we would call Browns off season. It is Browns off season, although we're looking at coaching search. The NFL playoffs are still going on, so some games this weekend. Decent games, other than Seattle, Gronk spiking, San Francisco. But outside of that, decent games. What do you think so far?
Yep, so far so good on the playoffs. The Bears game was crazy last night. That Caleb Williams touchdown at the end, one of the best plays I've ever seen in college or in the NFL, and then follows it up in the overtime with a nice little third interception of the game. But yeah, so far so good. Hate the Broncos, so that kind of made me mad. Plus, I know we're Browns fans, but I like Josh Allen. He seems like a good guy. I'd go hang out with him. I'd drink a couple beers with Josh Allen. So I'm kind of bummed out that he lost. But yeah, so far so good.
Well, I think I have the answer. Let's just bring McDermott and Josh Allen to Cleveland.
I think we would have to give up a lot for Josh Allen, but I wouldn't be against it. The problem is he's so inconsistent. Like, of course, he's a great quarterback, but like he will put up a stinker. But I would be down for Shawn McDermott. I was talking to Kale earlier today, and he's like, "No, I want somebody young," which I agree with. But McDermott's 51, so that's like 10, 11 years. Or no, Stefanski's in his 40s, like 41, 2 or 3, I don't remember. But older than Stefanski, but he did like kind of like build a good culture in Buffalo. So I wouldn't be against it, but I still think Udinski's my guy. But
we got to fact check that. He's 43. I'm surprised. I thought he was older than that. Kevin
Stefanski?
Stefanski.
Yeah, I just looked that up yesterday because I saw a video of him with Barstool, Big Cat.
Yeah.
He was like, they were with Stefanski. I don't know if it was old or not. I vaguely remember him being with them at some point, but I don't know if this is the same thing or not. But they were talking about his beard, and they're like, your beard has a lot of gray in it, but like you're not that old. Like, are you dyeing it gray? And I was like, oh, I guess I don't really know how old he is. I looked it up yesterday.
Yeah. Interesting. He does have probably the best beard in the NFL. So
no, I was examining it yesterday, and it's like, well, two things. I don't know if you know, in that video they were talking about like, oh, how do you take care of your beard and whatnot. And I don't know if you know, I just got a haircut on Wednesday. I was trying to find a real barber because I've been going to sports clips. They've been messing me up. And then in that video, he's like, dude, best barber. He's in Rocky River. Gave the name and everything. He's like, yeah, he'll give you a beer because he owns a pub next door. You could drink a beer while you're getting your haircut. I might have to go check him out. So,
nice.
But I was examining his beard, and it's shaped well. Like, he's got the good lineup and everything, but it is not long at all.
Oh, no.
I don't know if that like can be factored into quality of beard, but I feel like
I will say though
has to be a factor.
Yeah, that goes in. Beards are like witchcraft. It's like, some guys can rock he's got like the short Clooney, the silver fox gray beard going on, but like that's hard to pull off. I feel like when I try to do just the stubble beard, it looks like dog shit. So yeah, it's hard. Then you got the guys that have like the long beard. I do it. I just look like Zach Galifianakis in The Hangover. It's like I cannot pull it off. So
I was just trying to grow my beard out. and it was probably the longest it's ever been. But then I trimmed it when I just got a haircut, and I think that I'm a short beard guy. It just looks it looks cleaner. Except for, you see
It does.
this? I think I have
Yeah.
like a cowlick or something. I don't know. It always sticks out like it's
A
longer
beard.
here. I'll go over it with the trimmer a million times. So it's not like this is longer than this side. I don't know what's going on, but it sticks out and it bothers me. So I'm gonna have to like gel it up, slick it back or something.
You need some product. You use some beard product in there, smooth it out, or some paste or whatever the hell it all is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I may do the you don't know who this is, the Captain Lou Albano, 80s wrestling manager. He had like the long beard with the rubber bands and shit in it, like the colored rubber bands. Just looked like a Captain Jack Sparrow or something going on. But yeah, interesting. Well, leave it to Kevin to take us away from talking about football, digressed into beard talk. Where'd you end up going for the haircut?
It's called Royal Cuts, and it was the most expensive haircut I've ever gotten. It was $40 without a tip, which is like really, in the grand scheme of things, not too terrible. Because I was paying like $40 with the tip pretty much at Sports Clips, so
You know
not too
what?
bad.
I'm about to help you out
So
with a barber because I wanted to see if they were still there. When I was a young buck, my dad would take me downtown to work or whatever. We would always hit up this barber, which just like it was the Stefanics in downtown Cleveland. They were awesome. Like you get your hair, they would do you right. Plus like elite level conversations going in there. They were all like related. I think there was like a one of the sisters or something was in there at one point, and she would give it as good as she would take it. So it was pretty awesome. But I looked it up to see if they were still around. They are. Downtown Cleveland. You will not be
all right,
disappointed, but I just saw they have a second location in Fairview. So
all
you may
right.
want to
So I might
check
have to
them
check
out,
it out.
man. Yeah, those guys were awesome. So that's a good old school barber. Go check it out. So anyway, going back to the playoff stuff, man, I think like so Houston, man, I like D'Amico. He just seems like a good guy. I wanted Chubb to maybe make a run. Good God, CJ Stroud just completely shit the bed. That was pretty bad. He could not stop giving the ball away. Someone needed to tell him Christmas was like 3 weeks ago because he was just doling out the presents left and right. But I don't know, not a great game. The Denver game was another one that was good. If I haven't gone on record, and I know Nate will with me, we are certified 100% Denver Bronco haters. This is screw that organization. I want nothing good for them after the jinx they put on us in the 80s and Elway, and I just flat out can't stand them, so whatever. But, Bo Nick's out of it. I don't think they're a good enough team. Mike Vrabel's got the Pats looking pretty elite. And then as good as they look, Seattle looks like they're getting ready to just kick the shit out of everybody. That's just my opinion so far. What do you think?
So yes, I agree with. I do like D'Amico Ryan as well. He seems like a good dude, good coach. Crazy what's going on with CJ Stroud last game versus the Steelers. I think he had like 1 or 2 picks and, like, again, I don't remember the number, 3 to 5 fumbles, something crazy like that. But they still pull off a pretty big win. So dude, definitely, he's losing it. Which is frustrating because what was that? His rookie year, he went crazy, went to the playoffs, shellacked the Browns first round, and then bro hasn't been the same since. Like, of course, we play CJ Stroud in the playoffs the one time that he's actually good, but I digress. Agree with the Broncos hate, except apparently all these people are big on Jared Stidham, which I'm not sure why. I have seen he is pretty committed to being in Denver, and I mean, if he can pull off a little Nick Foles action, win him a Super Bowl, then I guess like he made the right decision.
I'm putting the whammy on them.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm rooting for
I
Mike
hate
Vrabel.
them.
I'm rooting for Mike
Yeah.
Vrabel, but I was just looking up. Hold on, give me a second, because I had a thought. Yeah, okay, wait. Oh wait, no, maybe I'm tripping.
Y'all right over there, bro.
No, it was 2016. Why does it say the Steelers?
Who?
I don't know if you've seen this. All these people are like, oh, 2026 is the new 2016. We're all going back to 2016, and people are posting all these 2016 pictures. Like, what kind of world are we in that the Seahawks are in the NFC Championship, which I don't know if they were in 2016, but like that was kind of like their time where they were good, and the Legion of Boom was all around then. But then
Yeah.
2016 AFC Championship, Patriots Broncos, we're running it back.
Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That was just
Was
I
that-
thought about that.
Was that Tebow?
No, that was Peyton Manning. They went to the Super Bowl
Oh,
50
yeah,
and
yeah.
beat the Panthers.
Year before was Tebow then. 15, right? Because that was right then. Yeah, you're right. But I want to say 2015 was Tebow.
Yeah. I don't think Tebow was there.
Yeah, he
Let's
was the
look at-
playoff run. It was
I know,
right.
but it was not 2015. That was Broncos Patriots again. Hold on, let me look it up for you.
Okay. Well, I will say this, couple thoughts with what I've seen out of the teams, our 4 teams that we have left, and you can even extend this out to the teams that lost this weekend. Minus Houston, they haven't been good, and they're building a team. The quarterback situation is something to figure out. Here's the thing that just sort of stood out to me profoundly. Seattle, Denver, San Fran even, New England, Buffalo. Teams with good ownership perennially restock, reload, get back in the playoffs. And that's probably my biggest takeaway right now. Pittsburgh even, I hate them. And yes, they got it up the hoop the first game, but in the playoffs every year, like perennially good teams, they don't have this thing. We got to spend 25 years finding the quarterback and going through 500 quarterback. They have a system. They trust in people. They have ownership that are not morons. I'm sorry, Jimmy's an idiot. I'm just going to put it out there. He just has his hands in the pot. He wants to be Al Davis, except for, not that Al Davis was anything great, but he has no track record, background. You don't know football. Stay out of it. Andrew Berry has proven nothing to me to stay. But Dave hit it a couple weeks ago. This Browns whole thing where they act like they're a good team. They're not a good team. And good teams restock, reload, and keep moving forward. It makes you wonder. I mean, yeah, Tom Brady was a great quarterback, and Bill Belichick, he was a good coach while I was there. Which one of it was more important? Who knows? But maybe it's called Robert Kraft just knows how to run an organization, and he perennially brings in good guys, and they make good decisions, and they reload and they go back to the playoffs. And it's frustrating being a Browns fan, and you have these teams like your Pittsburghs and your Denvers, and people are sick of seeing New England that we don't like, but man, it's really hard to hate on them. It must be just amazing to have ownership that you can trust, that when they come out and they say things like, this standard's not good enough, and like, we hear you, and we want to win, and this and that, they actually do. Jimmy doesn't. Jimmy just wants to make money and be a buffoon. He has no interest in winning. I mean, and he's gotten to the point now, it's like, it's so hard to be excited about the coaching search because you see these things like, Nate over there typing fast and furiously. But, you hear him. You hear him talking, and it's like, oh, they're going to do this, they're going to do that with the coaching search. And then you hear like the rumors of like, they're not really interested in winning, and they're building for next year's draft, and it's about the new stadium. And it's like, I'm not one to buy into conspiracy theories, but they suck. And at some point you just wonder, like, there's just enough doubt in there to be like, is there some truth to all this? Because it certainly doesn't seem like they care about winning. So, coaching search wise, I wanted to jump to that. We heard the other day, I think you sent it in our group chat, like supposedly the call's already made to go with Schwartz. I don't love that, and I think I mentioned earlier, like, if we keep him on as DC, I'm fine. I'm not going to cry if we lose him. Like, some people are like, oh God, we got to keep Schwartz. I don't want him as a head coach. And if we make that move, he's got we're a team that needs to be like, okay, here's this genius over here that we're going to go out and get. or this is the next up and coming guy. For us to sit there and have like the goal to be like, we know he was a terrible head coach, but we're going to put him on our shitty organization and it's going to be different this time. No, it's not. And we're not the team to make that move. So, I wouldn't say doing cartwheels about Udinski just because of his age, but I do think there's a lot of exciting buzz about him. But at this point, knowing the Browns are on the precipice of making a shit decision, I hope it's him. I hope they do go after that guy. Sounds like Tommy Reese is gone, so I want an offensive-minded coach. Sounds like he's going to join Kevin in Atlanta. But also, by the way, if you're an Atlanta fan. And I saw some posts this week like, yeah, we just fired our 8-win coach to have like a 5-win coach. Like, I know he's 2-time coach of the year, but like, it's got to be really hard to get excited about bringing Kevin Stefanski into that team. Say what you want about him, whether he was a nice guy, whether he was set up for fail, whose decisions it was made. If I'm Atlanta and I'm getting rid of my coach, knowing we had a team that didn't make the playoffs, but they weren't far off making the playoffs in a really bad division, and you're bringing in Kevin, it's pretty. So, and remember that, because I don't want to hear next year when Kevin gets Atlanta in the playoffs, everybody's like, see, just like Baker, this is the shittiest division in football, which is pretty terrible considering the NFC East is in that division as well, because they're pretty shitty too. But I don't know. Any thoughts on any of that, Nate?
Yeah, the Stefanski thing, what do you have? 3 wins last year, 5 wins this year, so 8 wins in the past 2 years. I saw a thing that was like basically the Stefanski to Atlanta contract and whatever. Pretty much just like the NFL is in agreement that what's going on in Cleveland was not Stefanski's fault. Not saying it is, not saying it's not. I think that I've said it before. You really need you got to be really really special to turn things around here because it's so dysfunctional. And I think Baker kind of had that spark, but it takes it. Or Jarvis Landry honestly was the one that led the charge. But yeah, you need a really really special person to do something like that here. I don't get why it's so dysfunctional, but so he'll probably do fine and be good, and Atlanta will be happy with him. I'm not mad about that.
Yeah.
Going back to the Schwartz head coaching thing, I truly believe if the Browns go receiver, O-line in the first round, doesn't matter what order, no matter what coach they throw out there, they're going to have a good year next year. They have a very weak schedule, and realistically, I'm not going to sit here and go shoulda, coulda, woulda for this past season, but I mean, Browns won 5 games, and they had a couple games that could have went either way. I'm not going to say, oh, they should have beat the Bengals that week 1. But you have a couple more playmakers, and maybe they do beat the Bengals. Maybe they do beat the Vikings, the Jets. Probably not the Bills, but that was a close game as well. There was one more in there, Titans. So that's 5 games that could go either way and take a 5-win team to a 9-10 win team. So I truly think that even if Andrew Berry will stay after next year because he can do the bare minimum and they'll have a good year next year, because I think everyone in Cleveland agrees they need receiver, they need O-line. So as long as he does that, he'll be safe and they'll be successful next year. I don't know about in the future, but going back to, you said I was typing furiously.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
You were Vin Diesel on the keyboards.
I was thinking, so we got NFC Championship, AFC Championship, NFC Seahawks versus the Rams, AFC Denver, New England.
Yep.
The Browns, what? They go to in the past 25, 30 years, the farthest they made in the playoffs is what? The divisional round?
Yep.
They lost to the Chiefs in 2020.
Yep. When they got jobbed by the refs against the Chiefs. Yeah.
I agree. But anyways, I'm thinking back to you see how long it's taken the Browns just to get to that point, and then they've been terrible since. They were terrible leading up to that. They have a good year or have a good year, and then some pretty good years before and after, I would say. But now we're at the point where they're garbage again. But you look at the Seattle. I got all the past records for all the championship teams. Seattle wins the Super Bowl in 2013, and then they're pretty average. They're making the playoffs consistently. But 2013, And then look where we're at now, 2025/2026. They're in the NFC Championship. The Rams, they win in the Super Bowl in 2021. Following year, they have a 5-win season. And then the next 2 years, and then this year, they're in the playoffs in the NFC Championship. Denver wins the Super Bowl 50. Following year, they go through Paxton Lynch. They go through Drew Lock. I can't think of anybody else they had. But still, like, that's some pretty bad people. They have bad seasons, but they're right back at AFC Championship after just winning the Super Bowl 10-ish years ago. And then New England, like, they had Tom Brady for how long? Their last Super Bowl, 2018. And then they're bad. They get Mac Jones, which I won't say he was bad. Like, there's been worse. Bailey Zappi was worse than him. But they've had some bad seasons. Last year and the year before, they were a 4-win team. They're in the NFC Championship. Like, you see these teams that just, like, are figuring it out so much quicker than the Browns. The Browns have been working on this for decades, and it's not clicking. Meanwhile, these teams, like, win a Super Bowl 10 years later, at maximum, we're back in the NFC, AFC Championship. Like, those are good teams that can figure it out. I don't get it. What is going on in Cleveland?
You know what? So that's super interesting in that. Think about this. So previous to AB, we had Dorsey, correct? Right? So here's one thing that I feel like the Browns do. We hold on. So it's like we overcompensate. So, like, you see good organizations stick to a game plan and they stick behind guys, right? We don't. So if, like, I feel like we cycle through people really quick, but then we overcompensate and say, like, AB, we're going to sit on AB forever because, it's not good to just change the culture of the organization overnight like that. Like, right? You see, like, so it almost makes you wonder, like with Dorsey, a lot of the success in the early years of Stefanski and AB was based on personnel that Dorsey brought in. And then we didn't see the results and we turned it over. And then they sort of feasted on not a meal they didn't make. And then when you see them start to, like, bring in and implement their guys in their system, it turns to shit. And it makes you wonder, let's say they just kind of battled through the years with Dorsey and gave him time to build the team. Would we have been okay? And I'm not sitting here saying like he was a guy, but it does seem like we've had coaches that we've done that with. Obviously we should be jettisoning some of these guys, but it just seems like some of these good organizations, they stick to the game plan, they stick through the rough years, and they like, okay, here's where we got to go do better, and they do it. We don't. Like AB going into this year. We all knew our offensive line's been made of glass for the last how many years? We did nothing to address it. He continues to do nothing to address it. You put any quarterback back there, and if you're playing against a decent pass rush, you're going to get killed because we don't address it. So, I don't know. We're a poor organization. And not to be a conspiracy theorist, but I'm going to throw one out there. Somebody needs to do an investigation into the AFC West because, it was Kansas City had several years of they got to have Roger making calls to the referees, and now we're back to them doing it for the Broncos. I'm just trying to stir the pot now, but apparently we're just going to do that.
I just had another idea or another thought along with that. 2022, right? Yeah. March 2022. Yep. We all know Browns trade for Deshaun Watson. We give up 3 years of first-round picks and give him this massive guaranteed contract to ruin the salary cap. Since then, I know that these trades are not equal. And, like, we had to wait a year to even see Deshaun Watson play a game. We gave up an additional first-round pick than this other trade I'm going to bring up. But it's just like, they're not equal. I do think that we gave up a lot more, and, like, we shouldn't be quite to this other team's level yet. But, like, the Browns just put so much emphasis on, like, oh my gosh, this is a terrible trade. We're really trying to dig ourselves out of this hole now. Like, it's going to take time, which I get. March 2022, the Broncos gave up 2 first-round picks for Russell Wilson and then signed him to a $245 million contract, and that did not work out. Granted, that's one less first-round pick. I don't think that 245 was all guaranteed, so they probably had a less cap hit. Don't quote me. I'm not 100% sure on how it totally affected them. I'm just saying, like, it's crazy how a team that did something pretty similar, I mean, like, not like Russell Wilson is a criminal. He didn't get suspended. He at least played. Didn't play well, but he played. They gave up some picks for him. They gave up Drew Lock, Noah Fant. But I'm just saying, like, they went to
That's
the
an
Super
awesome
Bowl,
pull.
gave up a big trade like that, and then, like, they're going to the Super Bowl again. Like, realistically, Knicks doesn't get hurt, they're probably going to the Super Bowl again. But I'm just saying, like, these teams that the Browns just put so much emphasis, like, oh, Deshaun Watson trade, that ruined the team. Like, they're going to be bad forever. That's not necessarily the case. They just don't have the right people trying to put the pieces back together, I guess, is what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm just saying
No, that's
something to
an
think
awesome
about.
pull. Oh, that's a great comparison right there. And people said that when they brought Russ in. And again, you can not like the Broncos, but good ownership, good organization. You have the worst owner in pro sports, I think.
I really think so too.
He is really terrible.
Like, think, except, like, people will say the Guardians owners are really, really bad because they will not spend money at all, which I agree with. Like,
I get that, but they're
a farm team, but they don't spend money. The Haslam's will spend money per se, and they will go get people. It's like they're going to get the wrong people. They'll spend money and go give up all this stuff to go get Deshaun Watson, which I'm not going to say I was on board. I wanted it. So, like, that one, I'm not going to put that on them as much because I thought that it was like, if that worked out, like, Cleveland might get a Super Bowl. Maybe. But so I'm not going to put that on them, but, like, same thing with, like, the Odell thing. Like, they had to go get Odell, which, again, I was on board for. But, like, none of these things that they ever do, like, they're not afraid to go out and spend money and make these big trades, but it's like they never work, ever. Like, I can't think of a time, like, they've gone and did something big like that and it's worked.
Well, true. And you're talking about bringing big names in and hype and selling tickets and trying to be good. Here, so to that point, after watching some of the quarterback play this week, and some of the decision making, and so I'll say this: the picks you saw from Caleb, Shedur's not Caleb. I'm not saying he is right now. C.J. Stroud, Shedur may be C.J. Stroud because he looked pretty shitty. Guys out there slinging the ball, making decisions. I think also, I watched Josh Allen. You saw Josh Allen running around with the ball like crazy to extend and make plays. Shedur, here's what I'm saying to all of that is, I am more confident after watching this weekend's games of, let's give this guy an offseason, build around him. I think he's good enough to be for us to go to the playoffs with. I think he shows some things that you see in good quarterbacks. Is the decision making not there yet? Maybe, but let's give him an offseason. Let's give him a line. Let's give him some weapons, and let's roll with him. I don't think I saw. I mean, I am. People are going to be like, "You're crazy." I don't think so. I think he can make the plays. I think that he's a young guy who maybe he got drafted where he was supposed to, but we need so much else. And he does a lot of things that I really like. And he's fun to watch that, like, I want to set this guy up for success with maybe, like, you almost wonder, like, if you get a good young coach in there and the vibe's good and, like, just let's build around this guy. I think we can go to the playoffs with this guy. I don't know. What do you think?
Like I said, the Browns, everybody knows, like, we need a receiver, we need a line. If they go and do that, maybe they get a vet receiver in free agency, grab some O-line in free agency, whatever they may do to fill those positions, whether it's free agency or the draft. If they do that, they're going to have a good season next year. And I like Shedur. Like, I know a lot of people would be like, oh, he threw 10 interceptions, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to say that he's amazing. I just think he's a little more fun to watch, and he brings a little more energy than Dylan Gabriel. But on that same, like, subject, I think if they go and get those players that we need, Deshaun Watson, Shedur, Dylan Gabriel, whoever starts is going to be good enough. I think that Shedur would be better just because, yeah, he throws picks and whatnot, but, like, he could fix that in the training camp and off season. But, like, if you go get, like, a Carnell Tate, I think Shedur will be more willing to, like, I believe in my guy, I'm gonna go put the ball up for him and let him get it. Because we saw that from him compared to, like, oh, he's not open, let me just dump it off to Judkins like Dylan Gabriel would do. But I really think, like, any of those three quarterbacks are good enough to get this team to the playoffs next year if they go and fill those needs. Like, they're really not that far off.
What do you think about this thing, too? And I agree, because people were like, he didn't get to practice with the ones, and, he wasn't getting the reps in camp and this and that. Like, and then you heard the whole take, like, he's a third round or he's a third string quarterback, he's a fifth round pick. You would no one ever gets those. That's a fair point. I'm not saying that he should have got it. What I am saying is he was a fifth round pick. He was the third quarterback that they deliberately didn't give him picks. So you can't expect him to come in then and operate like a number one because he did not get that. So I'm not criticizing that he should have got those reps, but I am saying his lack of getting those reps definitely impacted his game. So I think an offseason, and to your point, lined weapons will make a difference. But I also think, like, don't you think when he came in and the onus to like go out there and prove something and go out there and show something on a team that's not good, that was out of it, despite mathematically they were out of it, and he was out there just trying to make plays. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that an offseason and they're in the race. Maybe he potentially is making different decisions with the ball in certain situations when we're actually in it than instead of him going out there trying to prove show on a poor team. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
With that being said, I do agree. Like, if he has a full offseason training camp as a starter, he's going to be better. That same could be said for any quarterback in the league. Obviously, you have a full offseason with the ones. Like, you're going to build some chemistry, be better than if you didn't have that. But like, that can go for anybody. Like, I feel like it would be of their advantage to pick a starting quarterback going into training camp. They're not going to. They're going to make a QB battle out of it. But like Dylan Gabriel, he's the starter, and you give him the majority of the starting reps. He's the number one. He's with the number ones from May when they go into OTAs, or Deshaun Watson or Shadur, and they're the number one. And with the ones from the start, like, I think that is perfectly fine, and whoever gets that job will be able to get them to the playoffs.
Yep, I think that's fair, and I'm not going to sit there and say that I'm not trying to root for Shador a little bit, because quite honestly, of the guys, I like what he's done since he's come in. I like how he's handled himself. I like what he's done in the community. I like that he seems like he wants to. I mean, we want a guy that seems like he wants to be there on this team, and there's just like, despite whether he's a good quarterback or not, what his situation would have been tough for anybody going into the league, and I don't know that you could have scripted somebody to handle it better than he did. So I'm rooting for him. I'd like to see it. And then I think he just brings like a star hype factor that we never have on this team, does it? It's like people want to see him do good. They want to love him. They want to hate him. And it's like, we just never have that on any of our teams, and it would be nice to have it. But so anyway, well, moving on from the football talk, Nate and I, we want to be constructive. It is the off season. This is our time of the year. Little pro tip. I've mentioned this several times. As soon as 27 futures, NFL futures are available, every year you got to put money down on the Browns to win the Super Bowl, because that's going to have great odds. And so we're staying positive. So Nate and I are going to fix the Browns. We're going to do a little mock draft action for y'all. We think we know what they want. I'm going to say, let's just get the war room ready, Nate. What are we thinking? We both know we need offensive line, particularly tackles. Not that we don't need guards. We may need a center too. So center potentially, although I think we could get somebody potentially through free agency or an undrafted guy. Definitely need receivers. I think we could use a corner. Or, a safety, and then, potentially a linebacker, knowing there's some uncertainty around Devin Bush as well as Jock. We've no updates. So those are kind of our highlight areas. We're going to go do this thing.
Yeah, we're probably going to get some hate. At no point, this is episode 24, and at no point in the last 23 episodes have Rich or I claimed to be football geniuses. So
I may have.
That's just straight from eyeballing it, giving the Browns the old eye test. We think they need some O-line receiver. I agree. Safety, maybe linebacker. No tight end. No, maybe I could be persuaded into a late round quarterback just to spice things up. I don't know, but we'll see. But yeah, I would say
I agree with that. if Dylan I could see us, potentially if Dylan goes and we go for a late round quarterback, I think that was something we look at. I think, Raheem Sanders should still be under contract. We got Dylan Sampson under contract. We got Judkins under contract. Our running back room is settled. I think
maybe
Campbell,
4 or 5
Ward are good.
And Emerson.
Emerson
the corners
back.
are going to be good. I think like a 4th, 5th, 6th round return guy could be nice.
So, but bottom line is like here, yeah, I would agree. So here's the bottom line. Although we did just get that guy out of the CFL that ran like a 4th. He ran a 4.35.
He's like 5'9".
I don't care. Here's what he's got going for him. He's super fast, and he was in the MAC, and we love MAC special teams guys. We're gonna go Josh Cribbs
Luke
2.0
back there.
That's fair. That is fair. But
I'm jumping into this.
Oh, wait a minute. So let's get so we may not be experts, but we are definitely better than AB. So if we can, so what do we got here? So I'm going to tell you right now, Nate.
Wait, let me hide this, and then I can pull it back up. So right off rip, Mendoza goes first. I don't know who Keldrick Falk is, so that's another thing. Not college football expert either, so there's going to be some names on here I don't recognize.
Can I give my 2 cents? Fano and Tater off the board, both I wanted. So I do like that trade offer. I'd be down to going to 14 and snagging that high second round pick or mid-round second pick.
This is who we got available. I like Jordan Tyson, and I wanted Jordan Tyson, but Dave brought up a great point of injury history.
Yeah, I don't
with the Browns. I think that we bumped that. Let's just go with good old South Bend Zone Jeremiah Love. Add a 4th running back to that mix.
I would love to, but I think we trade down. We could still potentially get Lemo.
Pick 14.
Lemieux. And I think we still have 23 that I still think we can get at Boston at receiver.
This is our only trade offer. If we go to 14 and we can get Francis, whatever his name is.
Oh, that's true,
I think that's a good trade. Let's give it a shot.
Let's send it.
Jordan Tyson gone. Caleb Daniels gone. Jeremiah Love. What did I say? I've had to have brought this up.
All right.
I had to have brought this up before. Notre Dame players always go to the AFC North, and then I have to hate them. I've brought this up before. So
yeah,
that just made me mad.
That kind of sucks. You're going to be really mad when what do you call it? Price ends up going to Denver. Francis,
I think
send it.
Lamu and Francis. I think that Francis is going to be better.
To Dave's point, he's nasty and mean, and we need some of that.
All right, let's do it. So far, so good on this draft. If we could get Mekhi Lemon, where'd he go? Oh, I think he already got picked.
So what do you? I think we need a receiver.
We got to go receiver here.
Forget that, Green Bay. So Denzel.
I have heard the Denzel Boston.
It's a little
name.
Late.
Don't know much about him. Don't know much about him, but I've heard the name, and I've seen him on the mock drafts. So team needs a quarterback. We have Shedeur Sanders. What is this guy talking about here?
Listen, we don't care about that.
I say we go, what does this say? 6'4", that is good. Size. We need a big guy like that. He's from Washington. Do we have some speed on him? Usually it says like 40 time or something.
Here's what I like right there. Look at that drop rate. Super low. Good in the red zone.
All right. Frick it.
That's our
Denzel
guy.
Boston. Welcome to Cleveland.
So I'm gonna throw out some names going into the second. I don't think he's a second rounder, but some guys that I want to look at for the line. The kid from Iowa at some point. What the hell is his name? Do you know who I'm talking about?
The Strongsville dude.
Fun's there.
Well, we got this trade offer, and
who do we got? I don't like that. We're not waiting. I'm okay with 20 cents. Wait, who do we got from at that? What was the trade offer to go down? I mean, tackle wise.
Who's this fella? Besantis, 6'2". Just started nearly every game since arriving. All SEC honors. And he's a guard. Depending on what happens to Batonio. I say we do it.
Yeah, send it.
Right?
All right.
So then we've got another pick coming up.
Now listen, come in here because we should have 2 more. No, we don't. We have 1 more second rounder. It's this one coming up. What do we got receiver?
This is the one we got in the trade. My picks. We've got this so far.
No, but like who's available? Go to the receivers. I think it's a little early. Let's see who else. Go back up. The kid. There's the Bama kid. That Bernard. If we could. if we can get him, it's too early. But he's a kid I wouldn't mind going after. I think there were 2 Bama kids. But I think it's too early for him. If we could snag him potentially.
What about this safety?
I like the
did
size.
mention we need a safety. We've gone a receiver, 2 linemen, and a safety. Those were our
That's nice.
positions
That's
that we
nice height.
picked.
Nice height on the nice height on the safety. To be honest with you,
should we send it on him? I've never heard of him, but we need it.
Yeah,
I'd say this draft could just be over. We've done it.
Okay, so but now I'm gonna say, hey, real quick, go to defense or not defense, offense. Go to offensive. Go to guard.
We picked the guard.
Nah, go to tackle.
That guy?
Yeah, Jennings Dunker. If he's available, I want him at the next pick. Skip that.
He's here.
Send it. Our tackle situation.
Oh, there we go.
Nice
Jadarian
now.
Price to the Texans.
Dude, that's right there is an absolute steal. That is that right there. They should be incarcerated.
When you look up
for
old
stealing
school
that guy.
offensive lineman, that is what we want to see.
Yep, we want
Iowa
him. Send
country
it.
boy.
All right, so let's go.
Eli Raridan to the Jets. Okay.
We've done some serious work on the O-line. I think we're starting to get to a point where we can still get a quality receiver.
I was gonna say, I think we want to go receiver next. What even round is it?
Go to offense receivers. So who is?
I've never really heard of any of these fellas.
Okay, but that's fine. Go all the way to the top.
Oh, Malachi Fields. Where'd he go? I don't think I want him.
Now go all the way up. So I would do that.
We're going back 1 pick, and we're giving up a 7th round.
Yeah, but we're getting another pick this year. Is my point.
Do we? Let's do it.
Let's send it, because that one is one from the first trade we made. Fuck that. Get rid of that.
Let's see.
This kid from Missouri, I want to see his.
What is this? Center? OC? Am I tripping? What's an OC?
Center. That's a center. Yeah.
Oh, it starts at center. Okay. I don't know why I was tripping.
But wait, go to receivers. I want to see the stats on the receivers. And let's see. No trade offers for us.
You told me to
forget
get rid
that.
of it, bro.
No more 5'11" guys.
Whoa. Wait,
so
Trey Lance. This guy's related to Trey Lance. Trey Lance is poop. We don't want him.
Well, and I don't like where he's playing.
We could wait. When's our next pick? 139. We could wait and go Josh Cameron, receiver
what do we
from
got?
Baylor.
Just looking. What do we got for linebackers right now? Because we did say linebacker. And we're at round 4.
We're picking him. We are picking him.
Yes. That's exact.
Not yet.
Yes.
He's at 149. We can give him with the next
but
pick.
could we trade down?
Well,
Wait,
let's just go with
the
center.
other thing
we need
is
a
for
center.
the hell of it. No, okay, fine. Send it.
Let's go center. Let's go Jacob Rodriguez next pick.
This is what I'm saying. We go Rodriguez,
and then we go receiver,
quarterback in the late round.
Okay,
we're gonna get Drew Allers in like the 7th round.
Oh my God, we have a lot of picks left.
We have a lot. We have no money to pay these guys, but we have a ton of picks.
Honestly, great draft, I think. I don't know if these guys are actually worth anything, but so far it seems good.
We have fixed the Browns. It's 100%.
It seems really good to me.
Okay, so this is
we want Jacob Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Bang, there he is. Let's take him.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Wait. We could wait a little more. Look at all these picks we got.
Okay, but who? Okay, so go to everybody who's in front of them. Let's just get our guy.
You don't want Carson Beck? We could get this Baylor receiver and then go for him.
Fine.
Well, let's see about he's 3 years of marginal production. Okay, that's not awesome. Bears quarterback. Oh, Baylor Bears. I was like, what? He's uniquely built, a high-level frame, strong hands. He's built for rat catching. His athletic profile isn't elite, but there's a lot of utility. He's a 5th-round receiver, so I say we...
Fine.
I say we do it, and then we grab Jacob Rodriguez.
If he goes, I'm going to be so upset. Go ahead.
I'm scared. Yeah, we're good.
No, go ahead and send it. Let's just get our guy. Okay. We got another pick here. Huge. Okay, so now I'm about trading bet. I like that value right there. 1 spot to move up 30 spots almost. Send it. Okay.
We made a lot of trades here. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want Carson Beck because he's 100 years old.
I don't either. So what else do we need?
We could go. We've got a lot of linemen.
You know what? Grab that safety from Indiana.
I was thinking that too. He's 5'11", Who cares?
Yeah, snag that dude.
Oh, we're back on the clock.
How many picks do we have left?
5. Is there
Jesus
any
Christ.
quarterbacks in here?
I
I'd
am
be okay
sorta-
with him just because we could get him like with the last pick, Diego Pavia.
I know, but like I sort of feel like I know just because he's a Ohio guy or a Cleveland area guy, and he's coming off an injury where maybe he would have had a breakout year. I'm sort of like the idea of taking Drew Aller in like the freaking 7th round if he's sitting there.
All right, what can we do now? I would not be against
Okay.
a corner here. Just best
Let's.
available.
This is what I would say. I say we start going for value picks now,
like best available,
value.
basically.
Yeah.
I would go him. I don't want Carson Beck.
No.
Let's go Damani Jackson from Bama.
I don't know where we're paying for out. Like we have so many picks in this draft.
It's gonna work.
Okay. I feel like there's a really good chance we're going to get a phone call from the Browns organization after they hear about this draft.
I could be into this, like an edge.
Yeah, an edge rusher wouldn't be bad. What's the size?
From Illinois. 6'2".
I like, so you know what my thing is too, is like when I'm looking at value guys, I like SEC Big Ten guys at value picks because you're playing in a conference with high elite
We're doing it.
recruits.
We're doing it. We got 2 picks left, I think. Maybe not. Maybe more than that. 3 picks left.
Jesus. Okay, here's what I say. Receiver.
A third receiver?
Yeah, because
should we go-
we have nothing on the receiver front. I think we go another receiver and
another
hope one of
lineman.
them pans.
I think we
and
go
then-
receiver, lineman, QB.
Agree. Let's do it. Well, let's do this. Between receiver and lineman, let's go to the highest value next between
Christian
those two.
Gray to the Chargers. Nice. Okay.
So
Receiver, lineman. Okay. Quarterback. I did not want North Dakota State quarterback.
and there is, but
QB. Drew Aller's here. Receiver. CJ Daniels from Miami. He's an old fella. This guy from Oregon.
sure, send it.
All right.
Okay, next pick. Go back to the quarterbacks. Kid from Texas Tech. I want to see 6'2", 220. He doesn't have decent arm strength. Now, I'd say we still stick to the plan. We're going Drew Allers. I like his size. Sure, that was a reach, but that's fine. There was nobody we loved there.
Nice
and
pick.
then
Let's just take this guy. He's a 6-year senior. He's a veteran.
send it.
1,000-yard receiver.
Send.
Bang, our draft's
Send.
over.
I'm going to tell you, I think we did some amazing work right there. And I would also want to make a small plug that I think the Browns, Jim Haslam, despite some pretty critical and disparaging comments made by myself, would be well served. I'm willing to put my differences aside if he wants to bring you and I as a team. And I'm also going to say he needs to bring our boy Dave on as the 3-headed GM monster. We can fix his team.
We could try. That is so many players. How do we get all them? Like, really, how do we end up with all these picks?
elite level trades and drafts. I think that's amazing. We did an amazing job right
We drafted 14 players.
So wait a minute. I just had a brilliant idea. Because we've preached about this, right? That
I think we did
you need on the Browns, you need people that like are from Cleveland, that love Cleveland, that are Cleveland people, right? I think we need to do an invincible for the GM. I think we need to hold an open tryout through mock drafts, and then Haslam needs to just bring a GM in off the street. What do you think? I think that's a great idea. And honestly, I think we just you look at that draft. We got a top tier receiver. We got some nasty guys on the line. So if I'm looking at this draft right now, I think, Drew Aller, where we got him potentially, size wise, you just polar opposite of the Oompa Loompa. We send him to Atlanta. I like that pick. I like the Jennings Dunker pick at 70. I love the Jacob Rodriguez pick at 144. That's a hell of a draft right there. We went with 1, 2,
we got a little
3, 4.
we got 5, a little overzealous here. We Wait,
Dude, we replaced the entire
I was
offensive
just
line.
about to say that. We have a brand new O-line.
We're going to be the first
We have a brand
NFL
new
team in
O-line,
history.
brand new receiving core.
First offensive line in NFL history to be all rookie. We're just going for it. I like it. I love it. I love it. And then Jacob Rodriguez just seems like, he just seems like a dog paired up with our boy Carson. Just two guys flying around, making athletic plays, putting the hurting on people. I love it. I love it. All right. Well, good work, Nate. Again, if you're connected to the Cleveland Browns organization and you love the Cleveland Browns and you want to see them dig out of this hole, Nate and Rich can be reached at Flagrant Foul with Rich and Nate at gmail.com. Reach out to us.
Foul.
Flagrant Foul. We're available. We love the Browns, and we can fix this team. So anyway, real quick, we just have a couple other things I wanted to get to. We spent a lot of time on our Brownies today, but CFP thoughts. This is kind of a tough one. I'm starting to turn the corner on Signetti. Can barely pronounce his name. I don't want to see another team in Indiana be good over Notre Dame, but I'm definitely rooting for them against Miami because Carson Beck and so that game's tonight. We'll see what happens. I found it interesting that ESPN, who was pissed off that Notre Dame did not participate in a bowl game, got our boy Marcus Freeman to
Guest
be on
analyst.
the guest analyst. That'll be interesting. So basically, this is my read in that college football and ESPN realize that they need Notre Dame way more than Notre Dame needs them, and they're trying to play nice at this point. So title of this episode is The Revenge Tour Starts Now. That goes for the Browns, as well as Notre Dame. Notre Dame's putting their money in actions where their mouth is. They just absolutely went ham in the transfer portal last week.
Crazy style in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Got Quincy Porter and Mylan Graham, I believe his name is.
Yeah.
Former 5-star receivers from Ohio State. CJ Carr is going to have a Heisman campaign next year. I'm not joking. He will be winning the Heisman. Notre Dame will be in the national championship. You're not stopping this team.
Dude, they're just so stacked. If you live in and around, the Elkhart to South Bend area, and you see some X-wing fighters doing some reconnaissance missions, it's because they're straight up building the Death Star in South Bend, Indiana. They're getting ready to take out all of college football next year. Say what you want, but they're pissed off. And, you hear this from coaches every year. Be like, oh, I'm here. And, this is my team. I'm going to coach and I'm not listening to offers from Marcus Freeman knows Notre Dame's one of the greatest jobs in football and the job's not done. And he's an awesome guy. Also, a big FU from Flagrant Foul to the scumbag who's trying to talk crap at his boy Vinny and then putting Marcus. We all didn't need the game film or the recording to exonerate Marcus because we know he's a class act and an honorable individual who's sticking up for his son. So screw that coach for being a scumbag and back off our boy. But Marcus is that guy. And people better watch out. So moving off of that, some quick college wrestling talk. Sounded like we talked about it last week. Did Berg wrestle this weekend?
Manchester.
They were at Manchester. We have an update.
No idea.
I know they weren't there. Coach was doing some recruiting, so we'll follow up on that. We're getting there. We're getting down to it here. About a month until they got regionals, and we're trying to get some guys headed to nationals. I did want to talk about D1 dual season, and real quickly, Penn State, they're talking about, is this the greatest Penn State team? I don't think there's a chance in hell this is the greatest Penn State team. I think they're still Penn State. I think obviously Cale Sanderson is an amazing coach. He continues to recruit well, but I do think, with the emergence of Dave Taylor at Okie State, that's another viable option for some of these young up-and-comers. You saw it with Jax Forrest. Shout out, former teammate of Nate's.
Cyclone Open champion.
Right.
Dude is undefeated in college. I won't take full credit for it, but I'll take some.
But he's a dog. But, the questions I do have, some people are like, they put it on Iowa. And this is one thing I want to say. So I brought this up before. Great coaches or great players don't always make great coaches. Doesn't mean it can't happen. And I would say Kale's probably a good example of that. But I would also say, is he the greatest collegiate wrestler of all time? You could definitely make that argument. He was undefeated and a four-time champ. As far as an American wrestler, I don't think you put him in that discussion simply because I think and there's probably people are going to flame on me. You know, he was out, he won his Olympic gold and he was one and done. And that just, maybe he's done enough. I'm not disputing he's a great wrestler, right? The Brands brothers, you can't dispute what they've done. They were great wrestlers. Punch you in the face, beat them up, style. They're a little bit cyborgs. We get in the gym, we grind it out, we beat ourselves up, we beat them out. When we puke and we're feeling pain, that means we're doing things the right way. I hear you, and that worked for them. I think that style, they haven't improved with the time in today's wrestler. I think you got to listen to wrestlers' bodies. And it's not just that. Mentally, it takes a special person to be able to just 4 years of just grind it out. And you've seen guys leave there. And Iowa and their style, they've done a lot of good things as wrestlers and coaches there, but I think it's passed them by. And if you ask me, I mean, I'm not an Iowa guy, but Iowa is college wrestling royalty. And people are going to go there. People want to go there, and people want Iowa to be a good program. And, you know, it's like, it just makes you wonder, like, you know, if a Kyle Dake or even like a Burrows or, you know, I think of like a Jason Nolfer, Zane Rutherford. I'm throwing some guys out there. It makes you wonder, you know, another guy, like, and I don't know where he's at. It maybe, you know, our boy Mark kind of made the point of they're comfortable in the ACC. But, you know, you look at what Pop has done at NC State. He's made an awesome, just perennial trophy contender program out of the ACC. And you just wonder, like, what a guy like that might have done at, like, an Iowa. Like, the perfect example of, like, was he the greatest wrestler that this country's ever created? No, but he's a hell of a coach. And that's what I mean. I think sometimes, you know, Brett Metcalf, I don't know. He seems a little too close to the vest of being another, like, Brands guy, bringing him in. But it just makes you wonder if they got another one of these new, young, up-and-coming guys, maybe out of the Sanders pipeline, they might need to do it. And I know they're going to be like, well, God, so is that admitting defeat because we had to go to Penn State to go turn the program around? I mean, you did it with Dan Gable. You had to go to Iowa State to turn the program around. He wasn't an Iowa guy. He was an Iowa State guy. So maybe that's what needs to happen. I don't know. But I just feel like it's passed him by. I will say this, because I got in a good Discord with Mark and Dave about the Buckeyes. They're like, you're going to see it when the Buckeyes get killed by them. I don't think so, man. I think 33, I think 41, I think 57, and I think heavyweight are potentially dubs for the Buckeyes, and that's a 6-4, and I think you potentially could have some other close matches at a couple other weights. They're definitely going to give up a couple pins. If some things bounce the right way and they go into Penn State, I think that match could be closer. Now, if you put a gun to my head and say, what do you think the final score is? I think it's probably 26-16 Penn State. I think Ohio State goes in there, potentially gets a couple majors and a couple decisions or a pin in decision. I think Feldman's maybe a potential pin opportunity. You don't know. I think that match is closer than you think. But from what I've seen so far, where they're at, I think Ohio State is the number 2 dual team in the country. You know, when you start throwing in how tournament teams and, you know, how that translates with guys in placing, and you have other teams that come in with their, you know, Oklahoma State's going to have a guy or two that's going to challenge, you know, like you're going to have some guys in there. Ohio State might be in the mix. They're definitely going to be in the mix for a trophy. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, but I think that duel, and it's late. The thing I don't love about it is it's that duel's at Penn State, and it's like a week or two before Big Ten. So it makes you wonder if Penn State's even going to roll their top guys out there. But Tom Ryan seems to be sick of people resting, and he's kind of out for blood this year. So I got to think that Ohio State definitely will bring their A game. What do you think, Nate?
I'm not following it as closely as you are. I did see, was it Iowa just wrestled Penn State and they got smoked?
Yeah,
I
they
saw
got
smoked
absolutely
by
crushed.
somebody. Did you see that guy, the D3 transfer that was like killing people? He's not on the team anymore.
That's what I'm talking about. You got that. You got Bo. You had the other kid that left earlier in the year and then ended up coming back. Like, what's going on?
You know.
And
And
I don't know.
Angelo, he was number 1 ranked, and then he just lost to Rocco Welsh, was it?
It just seems like when they get the top guy, they don't get better. And then you see other programs get guys that are of amongst the top and they get better and they're in the top of the weight class discussions. It's just, I don't know. Something's broke there. And I can't put my finger on it. So whatever. Avs talk, they got some injuries they're dealing with right now. They're fine. They're so far ahead. We're getting ready for the Olympic break. They dropped one the other night. I think they play the Caps today. Wedgwood's been sitting. Blackwood was out. He came back. He did not look great the other night. Minter did a decent job holding down the fort. Landy's still out. Taze is still out. They're a little banged up. They'll be fine. I'm not worried about them. Now, if we're in March and this is going on, I won't hit the panic button, but I got to think that they'll probably make a move. But right now, they're fine. As exciting as it is to be like, we're making a push for the most points and the best record in history. I don't really care about that. I just want this team to be good and win a cup. That's what I care about. So that's sort of irrelevant to me. And then last thing I had on my list, I want to hear about this experience. It sounds like you guys hit a late night, some sort of a popcorn special deal going on. You saw Marty Supreme. Old Beans over here has been trying to drag me to the theater, and nothing's looked that exciting to see. She wanted to see Marty Supreme, so I wanted you to give us a little. Why should I go see Marty Supreme? Was it good? Was it bad? What?
Yeah, we went to the theater, was the bring your own bucket. So we got these big old things from Dollar Tree. They were pretty big. But anyways,
Nice.
$5 to fill it up. Ate about an inch off the top and then threw the rest of it in the trash.
Was it bad or full?
So full. And each of us had a bucket. We did not. We should have just got one and shared it because it all went in the trash. It was a waste, but whatever.
Movie
was
pretty good. Roadhouse.
Yeah,
you went to Texas Roadhouse
already
before,
full from that. But yeah, movie was pretty good. Not what I expected. I think you would like it. I don't know if Mom would like it.
Okay.
But I do think you would like it.
Is
Not
it
really
a
what I
sports
expected.
movie? Is it
Kind
a drama?
of.
Like, what's going on?
It's more like about his life and less about ping pong.
Is this a true story?
It's like loosely, in the movie, his name's Marty Mauser, and it's loosely based on Marty Reisman. I looked it up. I don't really know.
It's interesting. It's an A24 production, which, they do a lot of indie films. They're hit or miss if you like them. I do like indie films. A24 has put out some good movies. So you got to know that going in. If you're not like big indie movie guy, that's probably not going to be one you want to see, huh? Is that
it's based. Yeah, I would agree with that. It's based 1952.
Okay.
He's playing a dude from like Japan, and they kind of build up like the like World War II kind of stuff. Like the guy, who his rival is. Sorry, I'm trying to like clean the dust off my desk. The guy who's his rival is like, he's deaf. He's from Japan. He's deaf from like the bombs in World War II is kind of what I gathered. So like they definitely play into that. And like that's part of the story. But I mean, it's interesting. Like I probably wouldn't watch it again.
Is his love interest in that movie is like Nicole Kidman, the redhead? Is that right?
I think so. He kind of has like two. He's like kind of like with this one girl who's married, but like he ends up getting her pregnant, but then he's also like trying to like get with this like older chick that's an actress. Apparently that's Gwyneth Paltrow. Didn't know that till I just looked it up. You know Tyler, the Creator?
Yeah.
He's in it. He's pretty funny.
Is he? Interesting.
Who's
it's weird how certain
George
areas...
Gervin?
No.
The Iceman, he played in the NBA?
No.
He's in it.
Okay. Well, give us a recommendation. Do we go see it or not?
I mean, I would go see it.
Or is it a wait? Or is it wait for streaming? In like 4 days.
It might be a wait for streaming.
Okay. Well, I know you went to the Roadhouse. What was the order?
What'd you get? Cheeseburger, but we got that cactus blossom.
Okay, I gotta back up, rewind. We need to have a discussion here. So the night before, you went to Red Robin.
Yeah.
And you got the onion ring tower.
Yeah.
You definitely got a burger. It's Red Robin. So you backed it up on the next night. Texas Roadhouse, steak place, not with a steak, but a burger and another blooming onion or whatever it's called, onion
Yeah.
blossom.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a choice. That's a choice. That's an interesting way to go.
Well, like if
So
you're
you
going
went
Texas
double
Roadhouse,
You gotta get the
You got to
onion
go
blossom.
steak. Yeah, but
But-
steak.
Or the cactus
Particularly
blossom, whatever
at
it's called.
coming
But,
off
like,
off
I've
the back
never
of Red
went to-
Robin.
I never went to Texas Roadhouse and got a steak. Gotta always
Okay.
be getting cheeseburgers. I'm just a cheeseburger kind of guy, dude. Leave me alone.
Would you have a Coca-Cola or a water? No beers with either of those, right?
Well, I had some beers. What do you mean?
I figured. Okay. I know you guys gave me some crap. Listen, I'm just, typically I'm a Coors Light guy. I do still have some Miller Lights that I brought back from Ohio. For whatever reason, when I'm in Colorado, I'm a Coors Light guy. When I'm in Ohio, I drink Miller Lights now. I get whatever. I don't know what it is. But typically, I like a brewery beer. I'm typically like a lager, Hefeweizen, Mexican lager type of guy at the breweries. Not an IPA guy, but, sometimes out here, it's outdoorsy. So, you go out, you hike, particularly midday beers make you real tired if you got stuff going on in the evening, but you want to sit and have a nice, refreshing beer. So I found these like NAs out here that were pretty tasty, and typically I don't like them because it's like it tastes like NA. They taste terrible, but I found these Athletic Brewing. They're pretty tasty, dude. The light and the Mexican lager and the Athletic Brewing, a couple, the refreshing, tastes like beer. And you and the bear just start freaking dogging on me and cracking on me like I got my man card pulled because I drank Athletic Brewing NAs. Like I had a half before, and then I was like, oh, our day's young and I'm gonna be drinking some more beers later, but I want another beer now. So I copped an Athletic Brewing beer. They're good. If I gave you one, you would not be able to tell. That's how good they were.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
If you say so.
Okay. Well, I feel like we did a lot of free plugs for some places, the beer place, a couple restaurants today, a movie, the Cleveland Browns, hair cutting places. I'm sure I'm missing some. So, those are all free. So you're welcome. Well, that's all I had. This was a good one today, Nate. We got in some good Brown stuff. I went into this one thinking like we're going to try to get ourselves in a good headspace going into the offseason. I feel like you and I definitely identified a path to fix the Browns with 5 rookies on the offensive line.
14-player mock draft. I think that will do it. I mean, it just kind of draft everyone and hope something turns out.
I'm saying you take all those rookies, and then you take all the second-year guys we got, and then we just do all expense paid trip to somewhere tropical that has a football field. Oh, and you just let these guys go and build relationships and build chemistry, and we come back, boom.
Super Bowl.
We just have like the youngest team in history. They all go to war for each other. I love it.
The more people you draft, the more chances they are to be good. So instead of drafting 5 rookies and maybe one turns out, let's just draft 25 rookies,
I mean, crazier things have happened, Nate. Well, that's all I had for this one. Everybody have a good week. Nate, got anything else?
Peace out.
Peace out. We'll catch you next week. Later.
Come back, beat kicks and crowd noise, whistle blows.